Hey, what's going on, Archons? A very, very Merry Christmas Eve to all of you who celebrate this. I know I'm dropping this a day later than I said I was going to, but as it is around this holiday season, yesterday got kind of hectic. And with putting out the podcast a day early, as well as doing the Dark Ember Tree Advent Calendar videos, the time got away from me. So I thought, you know what, let's do this today. It's a little bit more relaxed for me now. And I gotta say, I'm excited for this video. Sorry, frog in the throat here. Yeah, I am super excited to talk about this today because I've come to a realization quite recently doing this Dark Ember Tree Advent and every week streaming 7 new decks for the month of December. I guess except for the first week of December I didn't do that, but still. I got to play so many new decks, and I've started to realize something about myself as a KeyForge player and the deck that I really want to play, kind of the archetype. And I'm going to call this the Shenanigans decks. Yes, that's correct. For those of you who may know me in some capacity through playing, watching me on stream, anything like that, or maybe my excitement when I open certain decks and you're seeing these videos, I love decks that do shenanigans. And how I define shenanigans is basically, it's not the sense where I'm disrupting my opponent and making them frustrated. Shenanigans for me is house cheating. Being able to call all houses or use cards from all houses within a turn is so much fun for me. I think that's why the Worlds Collide Star Alliance is one of my favorites, as well as having that in Mass Mutation as well. Star Alliance in general is so much fun for me. And then of course those dinos from the era of Worlds Collide also do that, and then from other sets from the past as well. Like I'm a big fan of my Horseman deck because it has a Dominator Bauble into a Megamouth into a Commander Remiel, and you're just basically hopping back and forth between all your creatures in all the houses and just getting to have some fun Reaper fighting fest there. So I'm a big fan of the shenanigans in that regard. The reason why I like it is I also found that I have other ways in Logos does this as well. Shenanigans, I think, is also defined in a way as recursion. The way you can recur a card over and over again. It's your opponent thinks, oh, I have to watch out for this card. You play it. What they don't realize is you have a triple ZYX researcher, so every time you play it, you're dropping your researcher and putting it into your archives and just keeping that loop going, which is a lot of fun to do. So I've discovered that I like shenanigans, and I like it a lot. It's so much fun. Golden Spiral provides shenanigans as well. Those type of cards where you're just able to use a card that you normally wouldn't be able to as a result of something else in your deck, and building that and going back and forth and having some fun plays as a result. I find you actually find really interesting combos because of this, because you're able to do things that you're not necessarily thinking of regularly because it's outside the house. So you don't find that. Like one cool one is I got to give a shout out to Big Z, because he, I think, is the first person I saw use this sort of combo, and then I just realized I got a deck with it, and when I started playing it, I kind of got this flashback of it, and it's having Transporter Platform with the subject Kirby, and then a Bone Nithing. And I happen to have a Bone Nithing with a Pip on it as well, so you can basically use your Bone Nithing with the Transporter Platform, even with some upgrades on it, and keep returning it back, playing it out, getting to steal, get Ember Pips, and using subject Kirby to do that. I think I can say, in all honesty, Kirby, we'll quote Kirby, because there's both Kirbys. Comm Officer is like my favorite card, I think, in the game of KeyForge, I gotta say. I think Comm Officer Kirby might be my favorite card. But Transporter Platform has to be with that, because the reason why I like Kirby is because of Transporter Platform. But yeah, the Kirby in general, I'm just loving that card because of the house cheating capabilities and getting to put creatures out of your hand. And I appreciate the Mass Mutation subject Kirby as well a lot, because you get to do cool things. Like I like it with Untamed because I can throw down my Dark Fairies, which then can be used next turn when I want to call Untamed. You get that insight of playing a creature out to use next turn for the house. The thing is, though, you have to be aware as you have more savvy opponents maybe who are thinking about the game on that level, is you may be revealing the house you're going to call next turn by doing this, so just be cautious of that. But yeah, like I said, the shenanigans are my jam. Now I kind of want to know what shenanigan decks you guys have out there. That's maybe send me a DOK link in the comments. A lot of you do share your decks in the comments with me, which I really like to look at and see what's out there. But I want to know your favorite Shenanigans decks based on what I've been talking about. I do think there is some dish Shenanigan decks, but I think with those you're doing Shenanigans to make your opponent frustrated and be like, oh my goodness. And I like playing the Shenanigans where I get to get the enjoyment out of it, and my opponent just sits there and goes, wow, what is happening right now? Yeah, so that's my favorite, not to make my opponent feel like they're being oppressed by some of the disruption you can do. I like the efficiency side of the Shenanigans, and I think that's why I put a lot of stock into the efficiency stat in a deck, is because I do like to see how it can cycle in that way, because you get to get your Shenanigans back faster, you get to play Shenanigans. It's just about Shenanigans, right? That's what I'm about right now. So please send me your Shenanigan decks. I want to see what you have and you enjoy. Do you feel the same way about Shenanigans? And I'm also going to reveal the Christmas Day opening product. So this is what I'm going to be opening tomorrow on Christmas. That's right. Another Age of Ascension starter. I gotta say, that was my favorite part about the Dark Ember Tree, was opening those decks that came from Age of Ascension starters. I absolutely loved it. I had so much fun getting to open AOA decks again and looking at them under the lens of what the meta currently holds and seeing what's there. I was super blessed with really good decks. I think one of the 4 decks were not super spicy, where it's not like a high 60s, low 70s deck, but they all were super fun to play. And yeah, I know we're somehow in this AOA realm right now where we're fawning over it, and it's great. I'm hoping some good sales are going to come from AOA this next week, and I can get myself, I kind of just want to keep getting the 2-player starter sets, to be honest. I just like the decks that are in them. I don't know if there's something with the algorithm with those, or I just have been lucky, but like my best decks have come from there. So I don't know. I don't really want to get a display worth, but if the sale's good enough, I might. The reason why I also chose to get this particular thing, a starter deck, is because of Project Reforge that's coming. If you haven't heard about this, Sky Jedi, Luke has come up with an idea for us to keep the community growing. I talked about this in depth on the Help from Future Self episode this week, so listen to that. I know Call of Discovery is also talking about it. There's going to be more information about this, but basically the extra tokens you have from something like this is going to be utilized with that, as well as some more of that. So if you don't know about Project Reforge, please tune in to the Help from Future Self and Call of Discovery to listen to that. It's right at the beginning of our episode. We get right into it. So you don't have to have a full commitment to the episode if you don't want to. But essentially, we're trying to take the extra decks we have and create starter pack bundles of 3 or 4 decks, not 2, with tokens, to give to new players coming into the game. Not even coming into the game, to entice new players into the game by having product available for the LGS to just give out. Because we need to grow this right now, and this is a really good way to go about doing it. And Luke has come up with such a great way of doing that. So stay tuned for more of that. Please reach out if this is something you're interested in doing, and I'll pass along any information I have and documents that you can include to make this a real success, and we can grow this great game during this trying time. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, may your Ember never be stolen and your keys forged promptly. Have a good one.